up, champ? It's me, your buddy, director. Word's been going around that you don't fully understand how abilities and X factors work in Madden Ultimate Team. That's completely normal, all right? You see, as you get older, your game will change in different ways that can be kind of confusing and maybe at times even a little bit scary. All right, but I'm here to tell you that it's completely natural and how to deal with these new changes in your game. Who knows? Maybe you'll find yourself actually excited about these new features. You'll be scoring touchdowns before you know it. In this video, we're going to break down exactly how all this stuff works, who can get what ability, and how to plan ahead for which players you want to upgrade with these abilities. And remember, the battle of getting better is never ending. Antonio Brown, I think.
What an intro. Welcome to this video, guys. We're going to be breaking down abilities and superstar X factors. The biggest reason I'm doing this video is because Trumpet Monkey and I spent like an hour the other day trying to figure out which player could get a specific ability. And for the life of us, we couldn't figure it out. Well, we finally did, and I'm gonna pave the road to help you guys understand that as well. The biggest reason for that being you want to prepare before you start investing coins and training points, because that is extremely expensive in this phase of Madden. And if you can know ahead of time, it's gonna save you some coin along the way. And when I say some coin, I mean a lot of coin. For example, when I first got the game, I went ahead and upgraded Melvin Gordon, expecting to get Jukebox. You guys don't know what Jukebox is? Really crazy juking animations, almost overpowered, and I figured that he would have it because he had it when I played in LA. Biggest difference being, I was playing Regs, and this is MUT. So there's gonna be different requirements in MUT in order to get specific abilities. So I was a little sad boy hour when I found out Melvin Gordon did not have Jukebox. And I got to ask myself, well, why? Well, the biggest reason for that being is going to be your attributes and your tiers, okay? Now, this is where things it can get a little bit intimidating, but trust me, it's in your benefit to understand this information. Now, the big thing we're gonna start with here is this document. Boom. This was released through a Gridiron Notes a couple of weeks ago, explaining the different tiers, the different abilities, and X factors. I'm gonna put a link to this document in the description below so you guys have access to this as well. All right, now you'll see on the left-hand side of this document all the different names of the different abilities. Now, the abilities here are broken down in different tiers depending on archetype. That is step number one, is understanding the archetype of the player that you're trying to upgrade. So where do you find these archetypes? Let's take a look here on Melvin Gordon. Melvin Gordon, on the top left-hand side of his card, has a blue lightning bolt. I knew that represented his archetype, but I was actually unsure of which archetype he was. How do you find out which archetype he is? You're gonna jump over to Mutthead, okay? And it's almost a little bit hard to find, but it's right here, Elusive Halfback. You gotta look for archetype Elusive Halfback. So now we know that the blue lightning bolt on Melvin Gordon means Elusive Halfback, and after a while you'll probably have all of these memorized, but if you're unsure to start right now, make sure you double check. Okay, so now we understand that Melvin Gordon is an Elusive Halfback. We're gonna go back over to this document, boom, right here. So there's choices of Elusive Halfback, Power Halfback, and Receiving Halfback. So now we know that Melvin Gordon falls under the Elusive Halfback category. Next, we're gonna look for the ability that we're trying to acquire, Jukebox, which is right here. Now from there, if you scroll over to Elusive Halfback, the requirement is tier 1 and 88 juke move. Okay, so the first part of the information here being tier 1. This is where I got confused again. I was like, tiers? What are tiers? Well, to put it simply, if you guys take a look at the game here, okay? Melvin Gordon's got two abilities right here, all right? This basically at this point in the Madden represents which tier he's at. So tier 1 has already been unlocked. Tier 2 is the highest tier he has. So he's a tier 2 Elusive Halfback. I was able to confirm this on their website. You guys take a look right here. on the gridiron notes. It was all kind of hard to find, so I'm glad we finally got some answers. Basically, it says right here, Tier 1 abilities are unlocked at 80 overall, Tier 2 are unlocked at 85 overall, and Tier 3 are unlocked at 90 overall. So with that information, we understand that Melvin Gordon is a Tier 2 Elusive Halfback. That got me asking, well, if it's Tier 1, that's the requirement for Jukebox, why doesn't he get it because he is Tier 2? And it's because of that number right there. You see it says 88 Juke Move. So we go over back to Mutthead. You'll notice that Melvin Gordon only has 85 Juke Move. In my case, with him powered up, 86 Juke Move. That does not meet the requirement for Jukebox, even though he is a Tier 2. Does that make sense? So he's Tier 2, but he doesn't have the 88 Juke Move that also is required to unlock the ability. Am I starting to make sense here? Are you starting to see what you have to do in preparation to target a specific ability? So if I had done my research properly, I would have been able to know that Melvin Gordon is a Tier 2 Elusive Halfback. He falls under that category of being able to get Jukebox, except for the attribute requirement, which was 88 Juke Move. Now let's say you guys really want Juke Move because it's so overpowered right now. What would you have to do? I would go over here to Mutthead. Under the advanced column right here, you're going to want to go look for the specific attribute you're trying to target in order to unlock a specific ability. In my case, that's going to be Juke Move. We're going to take that, and I understand that this player is going to need at least 88 Juke Move, and I'm going to go up to 99. Who cares? Let's see who we got. We're looking for halfback specifically, and we're going to hit filter. So currently in the entire game, the only halfback that can get Jukebox is going to be this man right here, Tariq Cohen. He's an 86 overall, which means he's a Tier 2 Elusive Halfback, and he has 90 Juke Move, which meets the attribute requirement. And again, that is all found right here on the document. This is why it is so important to do your research before going after a specific ability. One of the best abilities in game right now is going to be Evasive. You guys take a look at this right here. That represents, and if you're looking for a description, let's go do that right now so I can show you the different parts of this document. You see down here in the bottom these tabs from that document. I went and clicked on description. If you come down here to Evasive, not elusive, it has a description right here. Faster animations for spin and juke moves. Ball carriers with this ability have faster juke and spin. Now that's basically taking two of the different abilities and mashing them together, which is spin cycle and jukebox. That is extremely powerful. That was one of the abilities I was targeting to help boost my run game. I understand how powerful that ability is right now, and I wanted to add that to my squad. So one more time, just so we're clear, if I'm looking for Evasive, which is the ability I have targeted, we're gonna go back here to offensive ability breakdown, look at Evasive. We're gonna go see what the different requirements are for the specific archetype of halfback. In this case, here it is right here. That's Evasive. Between the three archetypes of halfback, it is only available for the elusive category. But along with that, it requires a Tier 3 elusive halfback. That means, again, from our research, we need a 90 overall plus halfback in our roster in order to unlock this ability. But you'll also notice there is no parentheses with an attribute requirement there. So that simply means any 90 overall elusive halfback can get Evasive. So now I know what I'm targeting. I'm looking for a 90 overall halfback. With that, I'm gonna go back into Mutthead. I've already identified pretty much the only 90 halfback in the game is going to be powered up Marcus Allen. Again, the first thing I looked for was Archetype. He is an elusive halfback, and I didn't have to go looking for the attributes this time because our document said we didn't need any specific attributes. So even though Marcus Allen is a little bit short on the juke moves, he's still going to get Evasive because there is no attribute requirement. Am I starting to make sense here, guys? I've already seen on other people's videos and streams that Marcus Allen does get Evasive, and it is an absolutely disgusting ability to add to any halfback in the game. So now that I have all that information, I can properly plan for who can get the ability that I want, and I can start buying pieces and using training points to upgrade that player to accomplish that goal. Instead of what I did before, which was upgrade and assume that he had the ability, it's gonna take a little bit of preparation. Again, guys, I'll make sure to put a link to this document in the description below. I'll also put a link to the gridiron notes that explains tiers. Again, tier 1 is 80, tier 2 is 85, and tier 3 is 90 overall. In my next video, I'm gonna go over all of the different superstar and X Factor abilities that you guys can add to your players as well, and kind of give you my recommendations on which ones to target at this phase of Madden. Because if you look at the abilities here, some of them are gonna be almost impossible to get right now. So the 95 truck, I don't think anybody has that in the game. The reason I say 95 truck again is because here on Elusive Halfback, it's a tier 3 requirement with 95 truck, and that ability is gonna be Bulldozer. Okay, is this all starting to glue together? But I'll identify the ones that you can actually accomplish in game right now and which ones I think you should go after, because guys, there are some abilities right now that I kid you not will win you games because of how overpowered they are. I hope this helped you guys out. I know it's a lot to process, but I think it's very beneficial for every single player to understand what they're getting into before they start upgrading and how to properly plan. If you guys found this helpful, please hit us up with a like, help us grow on this channel. Any questions at all, hit me up in the comment section below. I'll be keeping a close eye on those. And while you're at it, smash that sub button. Guys, thank you so much for joining me today. It's been the Director, and as always, stay frosty.
Last chance, 4th and long, finding the will to bolt up. Bundle up, cause you know we stay frosty. I take my frosty, chocolate, vanilla, or swirl. Mutt master YouTuber, come on, let's give it a whirl. Mutt Madden Twitch streamer, put the snowman to shame. Staying frosty's the only way we stay alive in this game. They're reffing the match, directors directing the game. Scared of my underdog team, you know them gods will be slain. Stay frosty.